So I have to come up with ways to make money. I'm out at a bar one night. I'm hanging out with everyone. It's a Saturday night. And I start talking to this dude at the bar. He is the manager of my school bookstore. School bookstores make a killing off of the students. The markup on those books are insane. The margins are pretty significant. So, of course, I'm complaining about the prices of books and how they rip everyone off. Asking him, trying to get the source. Like, what website do you guys use? What? And, of course, my wheels are turning. I'm going to fucking set up shop by myself. And I know all the athletes already. There's probably, I don't know, 1,500 student athletes. And I know them from going to the gym and lacrosse teams, softball, baseball teams. He was like, listen, they actually store all these books in an off-site location warehouse, and they don't take inventory. So when there is an exchange, a transaction, when you buy it or even return it to get some cash back at the end of the semester, they don't track it, and they don't keep inventory in the warehouse. He's like, what if that door was open one day, and there was a specific time it was going to be open? I'm like, done. Let's do it. I know the people. Let's figure this all out. So him and I have a follow-up meeting, and we talk about it. We decide I wanted to do 10 books first. I wanted to do a small amount with some athletes, some good friends of mine, and we do 10 books and textbooks only, economics books, statistics books, high-value books. And it was about 100.
You need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we did 10 books, about $100 a book. We sold the deal was cash half off. So if it was a $200 textbook, $100 cash, done. So 10, about $1,000. They buy them all. They return them at the end of the semester. Nothing is tracked. No one gets in trouble. It was a success. Him and I split 50-50, 500 and 500. All right, great. Next semester, let's do 100 books. Then the next year, we're doing quarter classes, semesters, winter, quarter class, spring semester, and then summer class. And we did it for about 2.5 years. It built up to $200,000 cash a year in college.
Each?
No, total.
So 100K each.
Beautiful.
But then
beautiful. I stole chocolate. Sorry, I'm
no. I've been talking for a while.
I'm going to interject.
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing. I was chocolate almonds. Stolen grade 9 trip. They couldn't go on the grade 9 trip because they were in a lockbox, and I picked it. Every week I wouldn't sell them, but I ate them. Me and my brother and friends, we ate them all.
Why?
Yeah, grade 9, man. Hopefully, yeah.
Are you making a?
So
I never told anybody before.
A confession
First time,
right here?
Yes, there was a confession right there.
Did you feel better?
Not really.
No?
And you didn't even make any money.
I blame those
Terrible
chocolates
story.
for my fucking
Terrible
teeth now.
story.
Sorry.
So 100K.
Yeah, 100K each. Wow, man.
Well, so I wouldn't tell him how much we were actually making, and I would give him, like 60,000. And then I would take 140. Yeah, I started kind of 60,
shifting
40.
a little bit. Yeah.
So we do that for 2.5 years. One of the last time I went for the run, I grabbed 10 books, put them in my truck. I pulled my Jeep around, put 10 books in, went in to grab the second 10, and the GM of the school bookstore and 2 police officers are standing right there.
Oh.
And I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys? And she was like, so this is where our books have been going for the past 2.5 years. She goes, we have taken such a hit. There have been so many jobs lost because of you. And how long have you been doing this for? How much? Blah, 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 blah. I didn't say anything. I just, denied it and then just didn't talk. I was handcuffed. I was put in the back of the police car. They bring me down to the precinct, downtown Albany. It's brutal down there. So I'm brought there. I'm handcuffed to in the precinct to the metal ring while they do my fingerprinting, mugshot. Now, it was 11:45 a.m. in the morning. I think it was it was a Thursday or something, or a Friday. And I was doing I'll just say it now. I don't even care. I was doing an internship with ESPN that summer. And it was the last, someone I know got me my foot in the door,
Sure.
went through the
Yep.
whole interview process, and I made it to the last round. And my family member called me and said, Kevin, they're going to call you at 12 o'clock, Human
goodness.
Resources. They just want to make sure you have a pulse. Just all you have to do is just answer the phone and answer a couple questions. That's it. So it's 11:45 a.m. and I'm like, holy shit, I have this call in 15 minutes. I turn, and the manipulation, the disease of addiction and alcoholism, the manipulation, I turned to the police officer and I was like, sir, please listen. Like, I know I fucked up. Can we curse on here?
Yeah.
I know I fucked up. I promise you, you will not regret this decision. I have a call coming in for an internship. He ended up letting me do it. He said, listen, I'm going to handcuff one hand to the ring here. The other one I'll let free. I'll go get your phone. You can do the call, but you're not moving. You're doing it right there. And don't make me regret this decision. I said, absolutely. So this lady calls me. I'm fucking on the phone with Human Resources. She's like, so, like, what do you like to do in your spare time? I'm like, oh, I'd like to play sports, hang out with and like, inmates are being booked behind me, walking by, and I'm sitting there, like, on the phone with Human Resources. If they only knew where I was and what I was doing. But very long story, even longer to make it a little shorter here. I end up getting bailed out. I leave the precinct.
By your parents?
My father.
Yeah.
Don't fucking tell your mother. Yeah. Yeah, one of those. So I get bailed out. I go home, and about a week later, I get a letter from the school. You've been terminated from the university, scholarship taken away, et cetera, et cetera. I get an attorney. I did not have the arraignment yet. And when I went to the attorney, I brought him all the paperwork. I told him everything that had happened. And I was like, and they kicked me out of school and they took away the scholarship. And he was like, wait a minute, you're not represented by any other attorneys, right? I said, no, just you. He's like, well, you ever hear of innocent until proven guilty? You haven't been found guilty in the court of law. So you're technically innocent right now. So for them to kick you out of school,
Oh, right.
that's...
Yeah.
He's like, I have to look at your contract, your university contract that you signed. But like with sports team, usually they have a clause in there where it
Well,
says...
because they got smarter because they messed up in the beginning days.
Yeah, exactly.
And people would get arrested, and then they let them go, or they were stuck with them. That type of thing.
Yeah.
So what happened? Contract good?
So the contract was in my favor. He said, do you want me to call the dean, or do you want to try to just go through with this and hit him with a lawsuit? I said, no. Call the dean and let's act like this just never happened. Sure enough, they drop all charges against me.
Wow.
And I skate by. And I share this story for the listeners. If you're getting high right now and think you can do something like that, I lucked out. Like, that will 99.9% of the time that will never happen. I just kept dodging bullets that's the way it was. I was dodging bullets.
You and Donald Trump.
I was zero consequences for anything.
Yeah.
I had no consequences. And this sounds very privileged, and I will say my father was constantly getting me out of trouble.